Hello, welcome back to Invincible Asia and another episode of Show and Tell. I'm George Clark and this time I'm going to share with you my Andy Lau collection. Don't forget folks, before we go any further, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, like the video and all that jibber jabber, and thank you very much for supporting Invincible Asia. So this is it, this is everything I have in my Andy Lau collection. Not as much as the Jackie Chan collection, definitely more than the Donnie Yen one, but certainly not everything in Andy Lau's filmography, unfortunately. There's a few double ups there going on from VHS to DVD and then into the Blu-ray collection, but I'm going to break it down with you now, share it with you and just let you see what I have going on here. So as always, I'm going to start with my VHS collection, and much like the Donnie Yen movies, there's not a lot that I have left of Andy Lau on VHS. I will start with my big box X rentals, of course. As you can see here, I have 4. Of course, Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars, which is probably the first movie I would have seen Andy appear in. I'm nearly sure that would have been the first one, definitely one of the earliest that I would have seen him appear in. The Magic Crystal, which is incredible. The Prisoner, Island on Fire, of course, and Return Engagement, which I do remember getting, but really not knowing who Andy Lau was. Now, I mean, this guy, of course, has been around forever. It feels that way anyway. He's just ageless. He is constantly busy with productions. He seems to be in everything, and definitely was for the most part of the late 80s and early 90s in Hong Kong cinema. Sometimes doing 12, 15, maybe more productions a year for quite some period of time there. And it just seemed like this guy was non-stop. I mean, the Energizer Bunny has nothing on Andy Lau. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so let's look at these before I jump into the rest here. So yes, this is one of my earliest pickups as a collector. This Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars X rental, released by American Imperial. Now I've shown this, of course, in my Jackie Chan collection, but it's got to be a part of this because Andy Lau does get a significantly wonderful action scene in this. It's just an incredible scene. Of course, the cover doesn't really relate. This is from Project A, and still, regardless, I mean, I have multiple versions of this movie now, absolutely, but this was just one of my earliest pickups on VHS and in my collection, and I do remember it being one of those moments where I was like, who is this guy? Who is this handsome guy on screen who looks good, is kicking ass, but I've never seen him in any other action movie. As time passed then, I came across, I would say the next one in that collection would be Return Engagement. Definitely Return Engagement, I would have to say. It's got, of course, Simon Yam is in there also, Alan Tang, and it's been, excuse me, it's been some time, I have to admit, it has been some time since I last watched this. Now, I did also, around a similar period, I did pick up China White. I was looking for it there on video. It is kicking around somewhere, but it is coverless, so I don't know where I've put it. But I do remember also picking that up. But Return Engagement, I don't believe, I would say it's been definitely 25 years plus since I last watched Return Engagement. But I do remember enjoying it, so maybe I'll get back to that. Maybe I'll go back to that tonight. Soon after that, of course, was this wonderful, I just love this cover. Island on Fire, released in the UK initially as The Prisoner. And, you know, this for me was a different kind of movie altogether. Of course, it was sold as a Jackie Chan movie, but you know, Sammo Hung's in it just as much, Andy Lau's in it just as much, and it is really a Tony Leung movie if you think about it. But a fantastic piece, totally underrated, and Andy Lau does fantastic in this. And I would say that yes, that was probably out of the X rentals, definitely the third one that I would have picked up. Then I got excited because I found this amazing, oh my god, this is just like one of the most exciting Hong Kong movies for me, absolutely. The Magic Crystal, Andy Lau, Cynthia Rothrock, Richard Norton, Wong Jing, who also directs, of course, and so many other familiar faces in there, Philip Coe and so many more. This was a friggin' ride and a half. I mean, I've picked this up on DVD since, and I do believe that it's coming out soon this year on Blu-ray, hopefully. Oh my god, hopefully. But this was so much fun, and definitely a video that wasn't out of my player. I absolutely love this. Oh my god. Yeah, Castle Welland. Okay, so I picked this X rental up from a small town. I mean, like an hour's drive from where I would have been, and I didn't even drive at the time. This is at a period when I was like taking the bus everywhere and anywhere just to find a video store that I could try and convince him to sell me an X rental. But the Magic Crystal was it was a massive bonus for me. Totally loved that movie. Okay, then Eastern Heroes and Made in Hong Kong got to work, and they started releasing some incredible stuff. Now, a lot of which I missed because I was at an age where I couldn't always afford to buy these new releases. They were selling for about $13.99 per video. Sometimes it would release 2, maybe 3 a week, along with Hong Kong classics. So I had to take my choice as to what I wanted to spend my money on. Of course, out of the Eastern Heroes ones, the 2 that I do have left, 3, sorry, are the classic Last Blood. Why they renamed it Hard Boiled 2 is just beyond me, only because it takes the finales in a hospital. And I do see, and I have shared it on my Instagram, Sean Longmore's incredible artwork for this 88 Films Blu-ray release of this movie, which I am super, super excited for. I do have the German DVD release of it somewhere in here. I'm going to share that with you. But this was friggin' incredible. I had so much fun with this, and I am so excited for the Blu-ray release. Full uncut version on there with Eric Chang and Alan Tam. One of the few action-packed movies that Alan Tam really stood out as an action star. There was only a few of those, 2 of which were with Andy Lau. I think The Dragon Family, which I also have here, and then Pantyhose Heroes with Sammo Hung. He's incredible in that too. But yes, Hard Boiled 2, The Last Blood, definitely one of my favourite video releases from Eastern Heroes, as was The Tigers. I really, really enjoyed this, and again, this is a movie I haven't went back to look at for a long, long time. I did update it on DVD. I have it somewhere there. I've just not gotten round to watching it yet. But this was a fantastic, fantastic movie. Really, really loved it. Directed by Eric Chang, starring Andy Lau, Tony Leung, Lung Gar-yan, Michael Moy. You have so many familiar faces in there, but it was just a cracker movie. Really, really loved that. Actually, very excited to watch it again. I'm kind of getting myself built up for it. The third Eastern Heroes release was the Chinese Untouchables. This is a retitle, and I can't remember the initial name of it right now. I want to say Shanghai Grand. I don't think it's going to show me in here. No, it's not. But this again was just a fantastic movie. Beautifully done. Really, really stylishly made. And probably 20 years since I've watched it last. What am I doing? I mean, I can't say that these are... I'm ignoring these movies for any particular reason, other than I keep buying more and more and more. And there's only so many hours in the day. Of course there are. Of course, remembering that Eastern Heroes releases, as in Made in Hong Kong's and others. Do you know, I'm just looking at this here, and I think that I've missed some Made in Hong Kong videos. I will check that in 1 wee second. But just another cracker movie. So 3 good titles that I have left from the Eastern Heroes video releases. Let me just check. Ooh. Okay, so the only other one that I found was Moon Warriors that I can put alongside these made in Hong Kong releases. I also used to have Savior of the Soul, which I adored that video release, and God of Gamblers, which again was probably one of the earlier Andy Lau movies and Chow Yun-fat movies that I'd ever seen. But yeah, this is all I have left from the Made in Hong Kong releases. A Moment of Romance, which is incredible, as is Tears Go By, which is probably my favourite Wong Kar-wai movie, and Sammo Hung's incredible Moon Warriors. Let's start with that, because what I adored about these movies was the trailers that you had to sit through at the start. They were just, I mean, they had such an impact, and to see what was coming, what these new releases were going to be from these guys, there was such a build up. It was so exciting and really something I totally miss. Yes, it's great having these restored Blu-rays and DVDs and popping that on and having the choice of watching maybe a trailer of the same movie, but it's not like the video where you would put it in and you would just wait for that to come and you didn't know what was coming next. You know, there was certain musical numbers or scores, sorry, to each of these trailers that just sat with you. Even if you were in the next room and you heard that music, you knew which trailer was coming on, and that's what really made collecting back then such an exciting thing. So Moon Warriors was exactly one of those trailers where the music really stood out and sat with me. So when Made in Hong Kong released this, I was on that, like, absolutely. This was an incredible movie, absolutely one that deserves to be released by 88 Films in a deluxe edition. It is just incredible. Totally adore this movie. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So this was the 18th release from Made in Hong Kong. Again, like with Eastern Heroes, you have all the text and breakdown inside as to the stars, the director, things like that, their filmography. And right down the middle here in the spine, you've got what's available and what's coming soon. So it was just amazing. See, every time I bought these and I took the bus home, I'd rip open that plastic and I would just pop out that videotape so I could read what was going on in there. This is As Tears Go By. Again, just an amazing movie. Number 15 in the Made in Hong Kong titles, so came out just before Moon Warriors, and no doubt had a trailer on there for Moon Warriors with Andy Lau having the connection there, of course. But just such an amazing movie, and I definitely think, for me, Wong Kar-wai's best, definitely his most exciting, that's for sure. And A Moment of Romance from the late Benny Chan. This never fails to entertain me. Such an amazing movie, just brilliantly done, absolutely brilliantly done. Thankfully, this one and As Tears Go By, I have upgraded through to DVD and Blu-ray since, which is great. But this one here was a later one, I believe, number 28 in the Made in Hong Kong VHS releases. I really would love to have that whole collection back. My God, I miss them so much. I really, really do. And I'm sorry that they only came out at a time when I wasn't in full-time employment or could afford to buy as much as I can't even do that now, if I'm being honest, but I'm doing it. But back then, this was such a different time. This was such a different feel to finding these movies, to the release and the excitement of something so amazing and so fresh. Because now we've got the internet, we're all spoiled with IMDb and trailers and YouTube and information on all these movies and all these stars. But back then, you just had Impact Movie Magazine and you had to wait for the latest release to come out from one of these distributors, which was just incredible. Anyway, that's it for my VHS collection. Let's get on to the DVDs. So, where do we start with the DVDs? Of course, this is going to be the majority of my Andy Lau collection because they became more accessible and cheaper, I suppose, in the long run. There's quite a bit here, and I should have really tried to categorize them in some way because I don't want to sit and go through them all with you like I've done previously, or the video just lasts forever. But I will quickly jump through and maybe speak about my favorites. So there's a lot here. British releases, of course. You have from Optimum Asia, The Three Swordsmen, which is fun. It's definitely not one of the greatest Andy Lau movies, but that's not his fault either. But it's still a fun movie, and I really liked their design. They went through a whole collection of Swordsman 2 and 3, Deadful Melody, Three Swordsmen, and a few others there, which were just nice to have. I did enjoy those. Three Kingdoms I quite liked as well. This was an Icon release here in the UK, and I really enjoy Three Kingdoms. I'm a big fan of Daniel Lee. A lot of people find that he's hit and miss, but I really like him, and I think Three Kingdoms was a fantastic movie for Andy Lau. An Intelligent Muscle Man, aka Running on Karma, probably one of my favourite Johnny To movies. Absolutely adore Andy Lau in this, and in his big muscle suit. I think he looks incredible, but there's just something special about this one, and I really hope that it sees a Blu-ray release pretty soon, because it definitely deserves an upgrade for me. Love that movie so much. I got this one in from Germany. Again, I said I had the video without a cover. I have a video of China White, and then I saw that on Amazon Germany that this was going pretty reasonable, and the artwork was amazing. I mean, I couldn't deny this artwork because it looks fantastic. But what I really was excited about for this was that there was the two different versions on here. You have got the American edit, I would say, then the 93-minute version of the movie, but then you've also got the longer Hong Kong version, which is what Andy Lau would appear in, and a few other actors there, and that runs for about 104 minutes. Which, it was good buy. I mean, I'm not complaining. I did watch both of them. I did enjoy them to a certain degree. But again, not incredible movies. I think, is it Ronnie Yu behind there? Yeah, Ronnie Yu's the director. So, you know, definitely worth getting if you're a fan, for sure. So, Savior of the Soul, I talked about having that videotape with from Made in Hong Kong. I did upgrade there then to the DVD, the Hong Kong DVD import, which I mean, this movie again for me is just incredible. I see it's getting a release in Germany as Silver Fox, which is the name of Aaron Kwok's character there, of course. But then I also picked up along with it Savior of the Soul 2, which was a lot of fun, but really not connected, and a very, very different movie to what the first one was and what made it so special. Still, two good movies. And here's hoping if they ever do get a Blu-ray release here that it is done as a double pack. Just because. I mean, you know, just because. Hong Kong Legends, of course, released Moon Warriors, which I've spoke about how much I adore this movie. And to see it digitally cleaned up there and with a bunch of extras was just incredible. And again, Hong Kong Legends was brilliant to see them continuing that collection of amazing titles and restoring a lot that Made in Hong Kong put out there. House of Flying Daggers, of course, when Andy Lau was really starting to see a change in direction at the turn of the century. He really went down a different road and started starring in much bigger movies, definitely. This, of course, is the UK release, and this is the import from Hong Kong. But stunning movies, really, really beautiful, and I'm so glad that I got the chance to see that on the big screen. Talked about my upgrade of Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars from Hong Kong Legends. The Tigers here, part of Media Asia release. I think, yeah, the Megastar collection without the slip. But yeah, the Tigers upgrade, which I'm going to take in with me and watch tonight. What else we got here? We got Anhui's Zodiac Killers imported from on the Delta Mac label there, which I quite enjoyed. I actually thought it was quite a good show. Not perfect, but still quite a good show. The Wesley's Mysterious Files, kind of like, what's it called? Blue Blood Man, I think it was called initially. From, I think, Andrew Lau, director Andrew Lau, who did A Man Called Hero. Yeah, Andrew Lau, who did A Man Called Hero, Storm Out, all that kind of thing, and Infernal Affairs. I mean, it's a fun enough movie. The effects weren't incredible for the time that it was released, but it was still a fun movie. I enjoyed it. Island of Greed, released by Hong Kong Classics, who I talked about, who moved into the DVD market, but again kind of vanished, unfortunately. which was a shame. But this was an odd one. I never really took to it. Of course, it has two amazing stars in there who have been in plenty of movies together, but I just couldn't take to it. Maybe now I've matured a bit, I need to give it another go. Running Out of Time, which again was imported from Hong Kong and has recently seen re-released by Eureka on Blu-ray, which is incredible. Really love this. Really love this. Another fantastic Johnny To movie. And The Warlords, just incredible. Like, I really should upgrade this to Blu-ray because it is an amazing movie and I've yet to go back to it. I'd say it's definitely been a good 10 years since I last watched that. I have Shanghai 13, which again, I am a big fan of. It's not perfect in any way, but I do have a soft spot for it. So I had this import version, as you can see here, which is really kind of like tried to sell it as a modern action movie, which it's not. But then Terracotta Distribution released, which I still have yet to open and get into. It's what I say, I'm so busy buying so many other titles to review and to check out and stuff that I haven't seen already, that I've yet to just find out how good the quality is on here. But again, another fun movie, excuse me, and I really enjoyed it. I do recommend it, absolutely. Kung Fu versus Acrobatic, the Universe DVD release from Hong Kong. Another wild movie from Wong Jing, I believe. Taylor Wong film. It's got to be produced by Wong Jing. Yes, screenplay by Wong Jing. I love Wong Jing. I absolutely, people hate him, and I think he's just amazing. I've never known a filmmaker quite like him. But this was good fun. Kung Fu versus Acrobatic. Totally Hong Kong in style and flavor. You couldn't even describe it there. It's just mental. The Fortune Code, again, another kind of underrated Sammo Hung produced co-starring flick with such a massive cast in there. I mean, you have Andy Lau in there, Anita Moy, Alan Tam, Sammo, as I say, Eric Chang. You've got fight choreography from Yuen Biao. There's so much to love about this, if I'm being honest. And again, one that I haven't watched in such a long time, but definitely worth checking out. Certain movies here that as I say, I've been buying in as a collector and have yet to get back to watch there. Three Against the World, fantastic fun, part of the Joy Seals collection, but such a fun movie. Sworn Brothers, I had bought in ages ago, but actually I don't even think I've watched it yet, if I'm being honest. Directed by David Lai, who's done a lot of stuff with Andy Lau over the years. But yeah, I know I actually don't even think I've sat down to watch this, so I'm going to keep that aside because that's something I need to jump into. Here's a movie that was shit. Switch. This was a present from my husband, who went on to Yes Asia one Christmas to buy me a lot of stuff, and not knowing what I had or didn't have or wanted, and he picked Switch, which, because he thought was the new Andy Lau movie, was going to be incredible. And Andy Lau was, for the most part, but the movie itself really sucked. I see that this has actually appeared on Netflix. If you want to experience a bad Andy Lau movie, but not down to him, check out Switch, because it is pretty naff, unfortunately. The Dragon Family. Yes, The Dragon Family I talked about with Alan Tam. Him and Andy Lau get together again. Of course, they did The Last Blood, which is amazing. But this, as far as I can remember, was just incredible. Max Mock, Ken Chang, Michael Moy, directed by Lagar Wing. Some serious action in there. I think the action is directed by his brother, of course, the legendary Lagar Lung. Action choreography Lagar Lung. But definitely well worth checking out. And another that should get a Blu-ray release. Absolutely. The First Time is the Last Time. Another one that I bought recently, along with Sworn Brothers, and not had the chance to watch, so I can't talk too much about that. As is Firestorm. I think this is the Australian release, but I did buy it off another collector recently from eBay and have yet to check it out, but I am dying to see it because it is one that has been on my list for some time. The Fun Crocodile Hunter from Wong Jing, which is just, I mean, this is one of those cuckoo Hong Kong movies that fires every type of genre at you, and it could be some crazy comedy for 1 minute, it could be some bloody violent serious action the next, romance, and then even a friggin' vampire thrown in or something. But Crocodile Hunter was definitely a crazy movie, but a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it, and I do love this mix of genres. It does entertain me to no end. CineAsia released Shaolin, of course. Jackie Chan, Andy Lau, Nick Che, directed by Benny Chan again. An incredible movie. Definitely one of the more modern Hong Kong movies that have blown me away for a long time. In terms of martial arts, it is well worth seeing. Absolutely a fantastic piece. I'm just thinking about it, and do I have it on Blu-ray? And I don't think I do, but I will upgrade for sure, because I thoroughly enjoy that movie. And Andy Lau does an amazing job in it. Absolutely. He is the star of the show. It's not Jackie's pretty much a cameo in there, but Andy is the star of the show for me. Crazy Companies. I don't have Crazy Companies 2, but Crazy Companies, another Wong Jing comedy, which was fun. It is considered one of the funnier Wong Jing movies, but I mean, I just find it fun. Sandra Ng's in there, of course, who is probably my favourite actress of all time, because she is just amazing. Days of Being Wild. Yes, Days of Being Wild. This is the Korean DVD release of Days of Being Wild from Wong Kar-wai. I haven't watched this in some time. I just find most of Wong Kar-wai stuff bores me. Far too arty for that kind of thing. The Detective D from CineAsia. Again, another incredible release. Choi Hark just wows with this grand spectacle of an adventure movie. It is amazing, and I wish that CineAsia had went down the road of releasing parts 2 and 3, which didn't star Andy Lau, but set it with a younger Detective D. No doubt thinking that maybe down the line he can go back when Andy's maybe a bit older and do some more. That would have been nice to think. I don't know if that's going to happen. What have we got here? We have got Shockwave 1 and 2. We have got Shockwave Tunnel and Shockwave Hong Kong Destruction. Have to say, don't love the retitling. Shockwave would have been enough, and Shockwave 2 would have been enough also. But amazing movies. Not connected. Have the same director, of course, the amazing Herman Yao, and Andy Lau there, of course, in both. But totally different stories all the way. But again, fantastic to see. They are massive movies. Stars and Roses, I have yet to watch. This is another one that I imported recently. Not imported, bought from another collector. But I have yet to see it. Got my upgrades there of Hong Kong Legends Island of Fire. But I did buy this one quite recently because I loved the cover from Hong Kong Classics. And actually, 92 minutes, 93 minutes, has some deleted footage. This is just an English dub of it, but I did enjoy watching it again because it kind of reminded me of the video. But I love that cover. It's a much better cover than what Hong Kong Legends dished out, which is why I picked it up. Of course, got the Infernal Affairs trilogy from Tartan Asia. I haven't yet upgraded to Blu-ray with these, nor have I got the Criterion box set release, and I'm kind of holding off on that for some reasons. I've heard mixed reviews about it, and also the price is just insane, and I don't have that money right now to spend on it. Regardless, they're all amazing movies. I just love them, and I have yet to go back and watch them since I first bought those, so that is a long time, but I will get there. Battle of Wits, again, another great Andy Lau movie from Jacob Chung. Really enjoyed that, as I did A World Without Thieves. Something a bit different. Terrible haircut. Probably the only bad thing about the movie was his haircut, but still a great movie to watch. Really enjoyed that. Wong Jing's True Mob Story. I remember catching that on television when I lived in Toronto over 20 years, just over 20 years ago, turn of the century, maybe year 2000. Caught it on television in Toronto. Tried to record it off. It was a shit quality picture anyway, but recently picked this up off eBay and have yet to watch it in its DVD quality, but do remember thoroughly enjoying it. Same goes with Don't Fool Me, another pickup off eBay that I've yet to watch, so I'll pop that in that pile to watch. And the amazing Casino Raiders 1 and 2. I mean, these were two amazing movies that I got in from Yes Asia. And these are definitely much better quality than what they would have been initially on their, whether it was a Delta Mac or Universe distribution on DVD. These Vicol Entertainment re-releases have definitely cleaned them up somewhat, and they were a lot of fun. Really enjoyed them. Also got the third part or second sequel, No Risk No Gain, but we'll get to that when we get to the Blu-rays. Century of the Dragon with Louis Coe and Andy Lau from Clarence Fock, I believe. Yep, Clarence Fock. Wow, I mean, this again, another underrated piece. Fantastic movie produced by Wong Jing. Really, really enjoyed that one. I have to go back and check that out again because it was great. Chasing the Dragon, the Kaleidoscope UK release. I just wish they would have followed up with Chasing the Dragon 2 because it was just as cool. I really enjoyed that. Saw that on a flight to Hong Kong. But this I thoroughly enjoyed. This was incredible. Really, really loved that. Moment of Romance, Korean DVD release. Upgraded there from my video from Made in Hong Kong. Shortly after that though, I mean literally a week after that, I saw that Nova Media had released it on Blu-ray and picked it up again. So I don't even know if I've watched this full movie on here. I've probably done a comparison with the Blu-ray, but I don't think I've watched the full movie in its DVD quality. Then there's The Adventurers. This is kind of like one of the more modern pieces from Andy Lau, director Stephen Fung. It was fun. It wasn't incredible. It was fun, definitely. Shukei's in there, Jean Reno. I had a lot of fun with it, I have to say. It just didn't blow me away. What I would have preferred to have, and I don't have, and this is a hard title for me to get, although I have seen it pop up on Amazon Germany as Cover Hard 3, I think it's called, which is Ringo Lam's The Adventurers, the first movie, unconnected of course, of Andy Lau's called The Adventurers, which I would really prefer to have in my hands. If anyone knows where I can pick that up, please let me know. I don't want to pay the 30 or 40 quid that Amazon Germany are asking for it. These are my German imports of Hardboiled 3, not Hardboiled 2 anymore, but Hardboiled 3. I'm determined to find out what the second one is now from Germany. The Last Blood and Magic Crystal, but look at that artwork. I mean, they are just incredible. And this, oh my god, it's so much fun. I mean, I did watch it as soon as I got it in, and this is too. Just blows me away. Such a cracker cover. Both of them were worth the buy. I haven't seen them kicking around for some time. I think they may have sold out, but again, as soon as they popped up, I was straight on to it. What have we got? Lai Shi, China's Last Eunuch. An interesting movie. Massive cast: Sammo Hung, Lam Ching Ying, Max Mock, Andy Lau, Wu Ma. Crazy big movie and very, very interesting, but Fight fans will be disappointed with it. Saying that, still an enjoyable watch. Johnny To's Full Time Killer, incredible. Again, something that I need to upgrade to Blu-ray because I remember really enjoying this one actually, but it's been some time since I've last watched it. Now, this movie, there used to be, I keep talking about this, there used to be ads at the back of Impact Movie Magazine from private collectors that were selling Hong Kong movies. Now, they didn't say these are really shit quality bootleg videotapes of VCDs that I'm copying from, but I ordered from them, and one of the first movies I ever ordered, because again, I was quite a young teen, I had to go buy a postal order from the post office. I had to post it to this guy's house and hope that he was going to send me something back. And one of the very first movies that I ever got was Wong Jing's Future Cops, which blew me away. I don't think I'd ever seen a Hong Kong movie so friggin' crazy, and I adored it. So of course, when I got the chance to upgrade that terrible bootleg to this DVD version, which I mean, it's very tired in today's standards, very tired looking. A Blu-ray would be incredible. A restored Blu-ray would be incredible. But wow, what a movie. I mean, the unofficial Street Fighter 2 movie that really was showing Hollywood how it should have been done because of their really crap adaptation there. But you have got everyone upon everyone in here. You've got Andy Lau, the gorgeous Iron Kwok, Jackie Chun, Simon Yam, Ching Mi Yu, Dickie Chung, Iken Cheng. I mean, the list goes on. It's just incredible. Ken Lo is in there also, but so much fun to be had. Love this movie so much. Oh my god, I'm very tempted to put it on right after this video. Okay, jumping forward a couple of decades or more, then Wong Jing returns to the same kind of territory in some respect with Future X Cops, which really disappointed a lot of people. And it disappointed a lot of people because they thought they were getting another Future Cops. They thought they were perhaps getting a sequel to Future Cops. And they weren't. They were getting something completely different. And this is a real... I mean, this is all about the special effects. This is a big kind of... I don't want to say big budget, but it's a big budget special effects extravaganza, sci-fi action movie that a lot of people hated. But I really... quite enjoyed it. I mean, I see the good in everything, right? So, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. It was more like a Hong Kong version of RoboCop to some degree. Fan Su Wong's in there and he does a wonderful job. And Andy Lau gets kitted out in this RoboCop-esque type suit. I enjoyed it. Don't care what you say. Although, mate, okay, this one I'm jumping completely off Future X Cops now, but. Although Made in Hong Kong had released God of Gamblers on video, Hong Kong Legends took over the DVD release of it, which you can see here, which was a 2-disc release. And now I'm thinking about it, they did that quite a bit. There was a lot of sharing. I mean, it's still going on today with all these feckin' double releases from 88 and Vinegar Syndrome and Arrow and Eureka and just fighting over territories. This was a great release. I really loved it, and that's why I've hung on to it, even though I've upgraded to Blu-ray, and I will again, of course, when 88 release this stunning set that they're going to do. But this was a fantastic DVD release. It came with the original Cantonese version in widescreen, and then it came with the full screen international version, which was about 5 minutes shorter. But either way, wonderful DVD release and a great example of how they should have been before these boutique labels started taking over with their many special features and artwork and stuff. That was definitely one of my favorites, I have to say. The sequel to Sandra Eung's amazing Golden Chicken, Golden Chicken 2, Andy Lau does appear in here. If you haven't seen these movies, the Golden Chicken movies already, and you are a fan of Canto Comedy and Sandra Eung, more importantly, because she is incredible, you definitely need to check out the Golden Chicken movies, and Andy Lau is fantastic in there. Of course, he had a cameo in Jackie Chan's Drunken Master 2. It should have went on to be something a wee bit bigger, I'd imagine, but it didn't. And then he did get the starring role here in Lau Gao Lung's. Highly disappointing, although again I have such a soft spot for it, I don't know why. Drunken Master 3 up against Gordon Lau, and it is fun to some degree, and if you just want wild kung fu action, then give it a shot. Okay, oh, I need a drink. That is my DVD Andy Lau DVD collection. I think I mean I did go over this twice and made sure I grabbed everything, but that's what I've got to share with you on that. I'm going to now get stuck into the Blu-rays. So here we go. This is the Andy Lau Blu-rays that I do have. I got the Nova Media collection here. I've got my Hong Kong imports here, and I have a wee mixture of other labels here to my left. I'll start with those, I suppose, because one of the first is one of his earliest movie roles, and that was in An Hoi's Boat People with George Lam, and I only got this quite recently. There's a lot of these movies, of course, you can go back on the channel and check out my unboxing videos for, but this was a fantastic movie. Beautiful, beautiful film. Really not what I expected, but totally blew me away and was well worth checking out. Gorgeous transfer on there. Wonderful little booklet that comes with it too. and a surprise to see it get a release. But as soon as I saw it on, I think it was on HMV, I threw it into my basket and picked it up straight away. So I talked about Eureka's release of Running Out of Time. This is it with part 2 added in there, which is just as exciting with Ekin Cheng and Lau Ching-wai. Is that right? I'm totally forgetting here. What have we got? Lau Ching-wan. But yes, 2 amazing movies. Definitely well worth checking out. And if you're a fan of Andy Lau, this is another one of those movies where he stands out, does an amazing performance. The ultimate upgrade of the Lucky Stars collection there from Eureka. Once again, I just wish they had have pushed the boat out a wee bit more and added in the likes of Ghost Hunting and Lucky Stars Go Places, How to Make Lucky Stars. Really just make that the ultimate Lucky Stars collection. Regardless, what's on here is absolutely stunning. This artwork is absolutely stunning. And of course, Andy looks incredible in high definition here in Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. I also did a video recently on this Steelbook HMV Japanese inspired artwork edition of The Great Wall, which is a lot of fun. You can go back and check that out. That also joined the collection recently, as did Lee Rock from Spectrum Films. There's a video went out not too long ago, and this was a movie, or 2 movies I should say, because part 1 and 2 is on here, and 2 movies that I have really wanted to see, I would say since the mid to late 90s, when I really knew who Andy Lau, when I started to really know who Andy Lau was. And I had all these collector's catalogs from these bootleggers. But I, thankfully, they did release it here on Blu-ray. It looks incredible. They both look incredible. They just don't come with English subtitles. So, you know, Idiot or Eureka, work away, please, by all means. Make me happy. Okay, the Hong Kong imports, before I get into the Nova Media stuff, because they are the most beautiful of the sets there. I have got here Rich and Famous and Rich and Famous 2, aka Tragic Hero, aka Black Vengeance. And I picked these up for $49 each in Hong Kong when I was out there just before the pandemic started. I've yet to open them because when I got home, a friend had given me some Nova Media releases here, and both of these were in there already. So I've kept these sealed. I might put them into my doubles pile to sell or give away or do something with later. But as a collector, of course, I'm not letting go of them too soon. But yes, they were cheapest chips to pick up. I'm kind of tempted to see the quality off against the Nova Media stuff. Who knows? I might go down that line. You never know. Tricky Brains, one of the funniest Hong Kong movies I've ever seen, with Choi Sing-chi and Andy Lau and Ng Man Tat. It is honestly, this has me in friggin' stitches. This was another one that it was a video initially that I picked up from a collector, a bootlegger, and it blew me away. It was just, I'd never seen anything quite as crazy. But this I had to get when I was out in Hong Kong and upgrade it. And what else we got there? Oh, that's a German collection. I also did God of Gamblers. I talked about getting this, but I also got God of Gamblers 2 with Choi Sing-chi, and I do have God of Gamblers 3. I didn't pull that out, of course, because Andy Lau isn't in that, but he does share the screen here as his character from part 1 with Choi Sing-chi, and it is friggin' hilarious. I wish these guys had done even more movies together, because they are a wonderful team. The UK release of A Simple Life, I got this pretty recent from Arrow Films, and again, Andy Lau as Denny Yip is incredible in this. This is an An Hui movie. It actually had me in tears, if I'm being honest. The performances are just amazing, and such a change of events from what I'm used to seeing Andy Lau in. And I know he's done a lot of drama, but this one really hit home, and it was quite an emotional tale. And then I got the German import. No, I didn't. Is it German? Yes, it is German. Sorry, I thought it was Australian for a moment. I did get the German import of The Prisoner, Island on Fire. And the reason that I wanted to get this, although the HD version doesn't come with English subtitles, it does come in its Cantonese language, but it also has in SD. the 30-minute longer Taiwanese version, which was quite hard to get. And it is on there, and that is the one reason that I wanted to get this upgrade. And I really hope that 88 Films go down the road of putting this out there in a deluxe edition with that extended Taiwanese version. Okay, next, the Nova Media collection. I can see my battery's about to kick off, so I'm going to do this fast. What do we got here? Handsome Siblings. Okay. Again, another, like The Three Swordsmen, another fun movie with Bridget Lin and Andy Lau there. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Just typical of the time period of Hong Kong, when this wild new wave Louis Cha inspired films were hitting the market left, right and centre. But I did thoroughly enjoy it, and Nova Media's covers always impress me. They're just beautiful covers. I just wish they would add more extras and bonus features there to really make it worthwhile. And same can be said for No Risk, No Gain, another Casino Raiders sequel, which was probably my favourite of the three. I have to say, I had a lot of fun with this. Andy Lau was incredible in it. And there's a wonderful cast, of course, that joins him again. Alan Tam joins him again. The Nova Media release of Full Throttle, which was a fun movie, a Derek Yee movie, and Derek Yee is one of those directors who rarely fails at doing the job right. And I feel that Full Throttle is definitely one of his earlier efforts, was a fantastic piece there. I suppose there was a big, again, this kind of subgenre of motorbikes and car racing movies that still kind of goes on. And I'm not a huge fan of them per se, but Andy Lau was incredible in it. Dragon in Jail, one of the more recent releases from Nova Media, but I have got, of course, the DVD of it. But I love it. I think it's a great movie, and I just wanted to see it again in HD and add this to my Nova Media collection. And this is one of my favourite Nova Media ones. As Tears Go By, of course, I talked about this being my favourite Wong Kar-wai movie. Inside here, beautifully designed cover, very different to the rest. They're all very glossy. This is more arty, and then with that you also get this incredible little book in there. But a wonderful pickup from Nova Media. Very happy with that, as I was with A Moment of Romance. Getting this on Blu-ray was friggin' incredible. I just wished, again, they had have done it parts 1 to 3, because Andy Lau is in part 3. I don't have it on any format, I suppose, and I've yet to see it, but it would have been great had they released that trilogy. So again, maybe, hopefully, down the line, Eureka or 88 Films would be so kind as to pop out the trilogy there of A Moment of Romance to please us fans. And finally, I talked about the Rich and Famous and Tragic Hero Blu-ray releases there. I have those unopened copies, but these were so much better. And when my friend gave me them, I was like, yep, I will stick with these. I don't need those kind of cheaper looking Hong Kong versions. I mean, really, in comparison, there's a lot more to love with these here. So yeah, that is my full Andy Lau collection, from VHS to Blu-ray with a few in between. Oh, now I need a drink. Okay, yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to those of you who have been sending me some gifts. I mean, super appreciate it. I never imagined the day that I would be sent some movies as gifts from fans, I guess. That is just incredible, and thank you so much. They're always a welcome addition to the collection. I'll never tire of seeing these Hong Kong movies. But yes, this is, again, as I said at the start, so much less than what Andy Lau has got out there. I just can't afford to buy everything, but I will get there someday. So who knows, maybe next year I can do an updated version of my Andy Lau collection. But for now, that is all I've got, and you're very welcome. So thank you once again for watching another video here on Invincible Asia. Don't forget you can check out hundreds of others here on the channel. You can also show your continued support by heading over to my new merch store, or by checking out invincibleasia.com, where you can read my full movie reviews, and follow me on Instagram at InvincibleAsia. Until next time though, enjoy your Kung Fu, and I will see you soon.